You know that supercomputer you carry around in your pocket? What if I told you it could do more than just scroll through social media? What if it could actually help you find fish in the middle of the ocean? Well, that's exactly what we're digging into today. How a regular iPhone is being transformed into this incredible automated spotter for anglers, using its camera and some seriously smart AI.
So it all kicks off with this piece of fishing wisdom it's as old as time, right? Any angler knows. You see diving birds, you've found the feeding fish below. But here's the problem. Our eyes get tired, we get distracted, and let's be honest, from a distance, those birds are just about impossible to see.
And that's the big question, isn't it? How in the world do you give a smartphone superhuman vision? How do you teach it to see what we can't and to do it 24/7 without ever blinking or losing focus? The answer, you guessed it, is all in the AI.
Okay, so for anyone who fishes offshore, success really boils down to this simple loop. You see a sign, you spot the location, and then you hustle to get your boat over to the fish. The thing is, that whole process can eat up a ton of valuable time. The entire goal of this tech is to shrink that loop down to almost nothing, to go from that first hint of bird activity to a locked-in GPS waypoint in like seconds. It's about turning a hunch into action, right now.
Now we're getting to the real heart of the challenge here. This isn't just about spotting birds. It's about finding these teeny tiny, faraway specks against a huge, constantly moving, and really confusing background. In the world of computer vision, they call this the small object detection problem, and trust me, it is a nightmare to solve.
Just look at this. To us, if we're really lucky and we squint, we might see a couple of dots. But think about what a computer sees in that video feed. It's chaos. There are no clear bird shapes, no obvious features. It's literally just a handful of pixels that could be, well, they could be anything. And just think about the scale of this problem for a second. We're talking about targets that take up maybe less than 1% of the entire image. They barely contrast with the background, they're moving all over the place, and you've got shifting waves, sun glare, and haze to deal with. This is what you're asking the AI to learn to see. It's a tall order. And oh yeah, it gets even more complicated. The AI can't just be trained to find a generic bird. It's got to figure out the unique signatures of different seabirds. You've got terns, which are tiny and do these crazy fast plunge dives. Then there are gulls. They're bigger, sure, but their splashing can look a lot like a boat wake. And shearwaters, they fly so low to the water they practically disappear. Each one is its own little detection puzzle.
So it becomes pretty clear you can't just grab some off-the-shelf AI model and hope for the best. An AI that's great at spotting pigeons in a park, it's going to fail, and fail spectacularly out on the ocean. You have to build a specialist, an AI that has been trained for one and only one incredibly tough environment.
And here's what that difference looks like in the real world. A standard model, one trained on a big data set of everyday stuff, it might see a gull up close and go, yep, that's a bird. But it's going to completely miss those little specks 200 meters away. The specialized spotter, though, it's been fine-tuned on thousands and thousands of images of distant seabirds. It's not just looking for an object, it's learning to see the subtle patterns of how they move and cluster together, stuff a generalist AI is completely blind to.
So, what's the secret sauce? Well, it's a heavily customized AI model called YOLO V8, which is a big name in this space. It's trained on very specific data, including footage from drones tracking birds from way up high. It uses a special architecture with what's called a small object head. Think of it like adding a high-powered magnifying glass to the AI's vision. And maybe most important of all, it's trained on what not to see. It learns that wave crests, sun glare, and boat wakes are not birds, which is absolutely crucial for avoiding false alarms.
But look, just spotting a few dots on the horizon isn't quite enough. The real magic is understanding the context. Is that just a lonely gull flying by, or is it the very beginning of a huge feeding frenzy? This is where the app stops being just a spotter and starts being an intelligent assistant. And its inspiration came from a piece of tech most boaters already know very well.
Yeah, they basically borrowed the whole philosophy from high-end marine radar systems. Think about it. A good radar doesn't just show you a blip. It tracks targets, it shows you where they've been, it filters out all the noise and clutter, and it helps you actually understand what's going on around you. This app does the exact same thing, but for vision. And you can see that radar-like precision right here. The app doesn't just see birds, it has a technical definition for a flock. A sighting only gets upgraded to a flock if you have a certain number of birds grouped closely together that, and this is the key part, stick around for multiple frames of video. That's how you filter out all the random, meaningless sightings and focus on what matters.
And this logic is baked right into the features. You've got echo trails that show you where a flock has been so you can see its direction. Clutter rejection actively ignores things like sea spray because the AI knows what those look like. It can even do this thing called Doppler coloring, which is just incredible. It shows you if the flock is moving toward you or away from you. It's all designed to build a clear, reliable, tactical picture.
All right, so we've dived pretty deep into the complex tech behind all this. The custom AI, the small object detection, that cool radar logic. But now let's see what that actually looks like for the person holding the phone on a rocking boat. How does it all come together? The whole experience is built for speed and simplicity. You literally just launch the app and boom, it's already scanning the horizon. When it finds a real persistent flock, it pings you with an alert. You tap once to confirm it, that locks in the boat's heading. You tap a second time and bam, it sends that location as a waypoint straight to your boat's GPS. We're talking seconds from seeing to steering.
And what makes this whole thing so powerful is that the entire complex AI model runs right there on the iPhone's own chip at 10 frames per second or even faster. This is huge. It means there's zero lag, the feedback is instant, and this is the real game changer. It all works completely offline. You don't need a cell signal, you don't need Wi-Fi, nothing. All that intelligence is right there in your hand.
So when you put it all together, the advanced AI vision, the phone's own sensors, and that smart radar logic, the app really does become more than a camera. It's a full-on tactical system. It's a tool that automates awareness and gives anglers a massive edge. It's all about fishing smarter, not just hoping you get lucky.
And really, this points to something much, much bigger. Yeah, we started with a very specific problem for fishermen, but the solution hints at where everything is headed. When you can pack this kind of specialized, powerful AI onto a device that pretty much everyone already owns, well, the possibilities are just endless. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? If your phone can be a fish finder, what other everyday object is about to be completely reinvented by AI?